Hello and welcome to the Pio and Sio wiring video. Let's get started. First, install the life safety power supply within 50 feet of the furthest turnstile if you're using 18 gauge wire, within 100 feet if you're using 16 gauge. All terminal connections on the Pio and Sio will accept up to a 16 gauge wire. Next, provide 110 or 240 volts power to the power supply. This must be installed by a qualified electrician. Land each lane's power on the output board as shown here. Install a home run cable from the power supply to each lane's PIO board and connect at the J11 terminal block. Next, install an 18-4 shielded stranded wire between J12 on the PIO and J1 on the SIO. This wire will provide power and data to the SIO side of the lane. Install an 18-2 stranded wire from your access control system to trigger the turnstile to open in the direction desired. Provide a 1-second dry contact closure to the grant enter input on terminal block J17 for access in the entry direction. Provide a 1-second dry contact closure to the grant exit terminal for access in the exit direction if card in, card out is required. The FACP input must be closed for normal operation of all turnstile lanes. If the green LED is not lit, the input is open. This input is utilized with the fire alarm control panel to operate FACP mode, which disables the lane and opens the barrier in the exit direction until the input is restored to normally closed. Please provide an isolated normally closed dry contact relay open on alarm for each lane's PIO. Typically, as a standard, free exit is enabled with a factory installed jumper. If free exit is not desired, please remove the jumper. If your project includes utilization of our Infinity remote lane control software, there are two ways to install the wiring for it. If you're using the USB to serial converter connected to our touchscreen or another computer, install an 18-4 shielded stranded cable listed for 485 communications from the computer location to the first lane's PIO and land on terminal block J20. Then run the wire to the next lane's PIO. The cable will daisy chain from the first lane's PIO on J19 to the next lane's PIO and land on J20. Follow this procedure for every lane within your project. The alternate way to communicate with the lanes with the Infinity remote lane control software is by utilizing the RJ45 network connection port on the PIO. Install a Cat5 network cable from each lane's PIO board back to a DHCP switch, wireless router, or local area network to communicate with a serving computer that has the software installed. Please review the Installing the Infinity Software Communications Wiring video for further detail. The relay output board provides a dry contact closure for each alarm as well as a valid entry and valid exit. The first two relays provide a normally closed dry contact output that opens with valid entry, valid exit, or alarm condition. Orion Entrance Control highly recommends that each lane of turnstiles be provided with one of the available ways to remotely control, at a minimum, the three main functions. 1. Reset lane. 2. Reset arm, also known as barrier reset, and 3. Security disable, using either the Infinity remote lane control and diagnostic software or triggering the functions with a push-button controller or access control system on J16 of the PIO board. You will need 2 conductors for each function desired. Each of the listed functions will require a latching closure to initialize and an unlatch to cancel the function. Thank you for watching the PIO and SIO wiring video.